Well, good morning, it's John Neal here, and it's Tuesday the 15th of April 2025, and as you can see I'm at Nuneaton railway station because I'm going to Coleshill Parkway. Now I've just got to cycle home.
Right, yeah, I'll do the door. Actually, I can't do the door.
Well, before we leave the confines of Coleshill and the station, which is just back there, I have to say the trains have all been exactly on time, and the staff have been very helpful, helping people off with wheelchairs and helping me with my bike as well. So yeah, congratulations to in fact I think this company was cross country. Yeah, very good, thank you. I think I can talk to you while I go along. I hope there's not too windy on the mic. It's got a little foam cover to it, should be okay. Yeah, Coleshill itself is on quite a hill. I had to climb into Coleshill and then a very nice downhill to come out of it. And now I've finally got the idea of what Komoot's doing. Komoot is an app, a map. You put the route on. It's very good for doing that, but it's not all that intuitive when it comes to following what's going on. Right, we're going over the river again. I must check out what that river is. It's the River Blythe, John. Look, I think this is where you are on the map. In fact, there are two rivers in this area. There's the River Blythe, which I think I've just been crossing. There's also the River Cole, which gives Coleshill its name. And Coleshill is on a hill. So it all makes sense, doesn't it? It's not the Anchor, is it? Looks nice though. We are look. Crikey, they've taken some trees down here. But I can use Komoot to make sure I'm going the right way, and I'm not. I should have gone to the right. Let's whiz around down there. You see, you've been distracting me. I'm not following my Komoot map. Arnold's Lane it's called. Oh, it's an even smaller road now, look. Got some growth down the middle. Well, fortunately the weather's okay at the moment. I think it did rain a little bit earlier, midday, which is where we're at now. What are we on? 20 past 11 now. Is when the weather's going to be at its best. It's going to rain later this afternoon if it's going to, so we seem to be okay for the moment, and it's not too cold. We had a beautiful couple of weeks of sunshine, but that's sort of gone. We're back to normal now. Hiya, another cyclist. There's quite a few I've seen already, but The bluebells are out, the dandelions are out, look at them. Here they are. They're a lovely little flower. I know they're a weed, but I like them. Right, let's press on, see where we're going. This is nice. It's good to see the sheep with their lambs in the fields, but this mother seems to have 4 lambs with her. They generally only have a maximum of 2, but I know at least one of them is marked with blue, not red, which is what she's got on. And there's a sheep to the right, which is being very noisy, who's covered in blue paint, and I think she is the mother. Sheep are interesting animals, aren't they? Actually, that one there has got, I think, at least 2 lambs. They're all marked red. There's one marked blue, as she's marked blue, and I think she's calling them back again. But I think her offspring's being a bit naughty, and he's run off to play with his mates. As I approached Maxstoke, there is a priory, or the remains of a priory, and some ancient fish ponds look. But I know there's also Maxstoke Castle right at the top of the map look. Unfortunately, that's not on my route. Maybe come back to it another time. As I've said before, I'm just a nosy bloke really, with time on my hands, so I'm going to stop at Maxstoke Church and put the drone up and see what I can see. And here you can clearly see some remains of the old priory, particularly on the road side there, look, quite an impressive gatehouse of some sort. The gates seem to be made by Johann Elwood in memory of his wife Violet in 1979. And he's done a good job. Johann Elwood sounds from foreign parts. Well, I'm at the junction of Bentley Lane and Green End Lane, and I've stopped for a moment just to get the camera out, but I've just noticed on quite a hill. A bit of a hill, look. Looks quite nice, and there's... To the right of this scene you can see Coleshill Church, which stands on a hill anyway. There's a nice butterfly, an orange tip. I'm on my way to Fillongley actually, but it's a very nice road. This is exactly what the rail and ride's good for. I've not been out this way before on my bike. It would be a bit of a hike to get out here and go back again. And by going on the train brings me out here to a new bit of countryside, which is rather pleasant. There's an old stomping ground for me. It's the Ansley Village Coal Mining Heritage Wheel, which is over there, which we've seen before. And that was a nice interesting diversion courtesy of Commute. Coleshill, Fillongley, and then out of Fillongley turning left, coming through New Arley and over this way. It's a lovely countryside, it really is. So yeah, I was pleased I did that. So, and I think the route takes me back down here, which I've done before. That would take me straight down into Nuneaton, which I might stick with actually. I can, if I wanted to, go towards Camp Hill and go along a cycle route, but time's getting on. Haven't done as much drone flying as I'd like, but it takes a lot of time to do all this. So I'm going to leave out any more of that. Here's my lunch, well, sort of. You don't want to see me eat an orange. Do that in a minute, and then we'll set off down back into Nuneaton, and it hasn't rained. Wonderful. That's it. Made it all the way down the Arbury Road, which is just a long downhill, funnily enough. There was another route I could have taken along the cycleway, but I've come straight into town. The traffic was terrible going through Abbey Green as well, so I've come straight through town, and I'm here now in the middle of town. Look.
Hi, mate.
Right. I'm in the front of the portrait of Ken Loach, famous filmmaker from Nuneaton. A quick word about Ken Loach, born 1936, which makes him 89 already, and he's still sort of working. One of his latest pieces was in 2016, Daniel Blake. But back in the 60s, he did some very influential pieces on TV, Up the Junction and Cathy Come Home. And I do remember a very interesting film called Kess, from a book written by Barry Hines about a boy up north who had nothing more going for him, but he had a kestrel. Beautiful story. Anyway, there you go. Ken Loach, very influential, very important filmmaker, born and bred in Nuneaton. So that's it. I'm going to sign off now. Thanks for watching. Yeah, you will see me in the next one. Okay, thank you very much. Bye bye.